Good morning and assalamu alaikum. This lecture is for grade 4 science, and our topic of today is properties of sound. In the previous lecture we discussed generally about sound, how sound is produced, what sound actually is. Today we are going to discuss about the properties of sound. So first of all, the first property is pitch. Pitch is actually the highness or lowness of the sound. Pitch tells us about how much the sound is high or how much the sound is low. First thing in the pitch is frequency. First thing that matters for the pitch or for the high or the low sound is frequency. What frequency is number of the sound waves. As we discussed before in the previous lecture, that sound travels in the form of waves. So the number of waves that pass through a specific point in a certain amount of time, or in a specific amount of time, such as 1 second, or you can say as simple that number of sound waves pass through a specific point in 1 second is called frequency. Now we talked about pitch. Here we discussed about frequency. What is the relation between frequency and the pitch? Here we will discuss what is the relation. The greater the frequency, the higher the pitch. In simple, if the frequency is more, the pitch will be more. If the pitch will be more, the sound will be high. If the frequency is less or smaller, the pitch will be low. If the pitch is low, the sound will be low. Frequency is a unit. As a unit, we write the unit as hertz. We write the unit of frequency as hertz. In simple, we write Hz, unit to measure frequency and pitch. That was the first property of sound. Here is the general knowledge that audio frequency range 20 to 20,000 Hz in younger individuals. Sound that human ear can hear is an example. Second property is loudness or intensity. How loud the sound is. Description of how high or low the sound seems to a person determined mainly by the amplitude of the sound wave. If the amplitude is high, the sound will be loud. If the amplitude is low, the sound will be low. Here the sound is low. Gradually it becomes loud and again it becomes low. Loudness, we measure loudness in decibel. dB. Decibel is a unit used to measure sound intensity or loudness. That was the second property. This is the table chart which is mentioning some sounds and their loudness. Average home sound is 40 to 50 decibels. Hearing damage, no. Loud music 90 to 100 decibel. If you will hearing damage is if you will hear that sound for a long time, then you can get a hear damage. Rock concert, the music concert, 115 to 120 decibels. Yes, there is a hearing damage. Jet engine, 120 to 170 decibels. You will feel pain if you will listen that jet engine sound continuously. The human ear relates to amplitude to loudness and frequency to pitch. The third property is timbre, tone color or tone quality, sweet, like your ear likes it or your ear do not like it. Tone color or tone quantity used to distinguish between two different sounds. By the timbre you can distinguish either it is a sound of parrot, either it is a sound of dog, either it is a sound of male either it is a small or sound of small child. So with the timbre you can differentiate between two different sounds that have the same pitch and loudness. It helps to identify with what produce the sound. Different waveforms. Pure tone, simplest waveform. It has a soft, pleasant and tone quality and sinusoidal. Complex tone, nearly sinusoidal. Sinusoidal means harsh or which is unlike, which in the sound which you don't like. So that was the lesson about the properties of sound. We discussed three different types of properties of sound. This is it for today. We'll see you in next lecture. Have a good day ahead.